Even that, what the hell is that? So many questions, so little answers, and frankly, I just don't have the energy to go around asking questions anymore. You know what I do need to do, and this is a dead certain.
Waiting. I do not enjoy waiting.
Oh, in you go, mate. You're going to be waiting a hell of a lot longer. You know why? Because the only sensible thing for me to do right now is to go lie down in a dark room. We're on the cusp of a dawn of a new day here in High Hrothgar. I spent some time here overnight, just really, well, can't say I'm a good meditator, like the Greybeards, but I spent some time trying to organise my thoughts, get them in order, trying to react proportionately, shall we say. And well, I haven't been very successful. If I'm trying to describe what I'm feeling in one word, it would be betrayal. Yeah, betrayal. It's as if the last 20 years weren't the last 20 years that I thought they actually were. It's like the only, well, concrete part of my life now was before I became Merlin's servant. And that was a long time ago. Really was. Well, relatively speaking. I'm not really that old, but you know. And still, I may sound calm, but I'm quietly seething, let's say. I still have a lot of questions. Not even of the Greybeards, not even of what I'm supposed to be. But of Merlin and us in relation to our quest. I need to go talk to him. Frankly, betrayal is the word, and all the connotations that's come off that. I'm not in the state of mind to talk to him. Not yet. I just don't know how to feel. Did he know that I was Dragonborn? I suspect he may have, but then again, as much as his sarky way is, we're just as sarky as each other, aren't we? As much as his sarky way is and comes across, it still doesn't add up. Not completely. He could have known, but there's as much evidence pointing to the contrary as there is pointing to that fact. What I presume is fact. And then there's this. Was Merlin a Greybeard? He dresses exactly the same. He's an old fogey like these guys. I should probably say it a little bit quieter. An old fogey like these guys. An old gate. Was he a Greybeard? I mean, yes, sure. A Dragonborn comes at the turning of the age. A once-in-a-lifetime thing, surely. Yeah, fine, whatever. Although, Dragonborns coming up here is not unheard of, is it? But what is even less unheard of, I think, yes, that's the right phrasing, is the people who come up here to learn the way of the voice who don't have a natural aptitude with it. Ulfric Stormcloak, for example. Him, and plenty like him, I imagine, have come up here over the years. Even the Jarl of Whiterun said that he made this journey up here. Probably not to learn the way of the voice, but still, this place is accessible to those who want to apprentice the way of the voice. Did Merlin do that? To be frank, he could have done that at any time in his entire lifetime, and I don't really know how old he is. To be honest, I don't really know much about him, and I'm beginning to think as if that's on purpose. As if either he's avoiding telling me things because it's a hard truth, or he's trying to duck some responsibility, or he's trying to protect me, in a sense, by not knowing anything about him. I don't really get that angle, though, but I'm still trying to entertain it. Either way, I'm trying to understand, I'm trying to empathize, but to be honest, the word betrayal is the word of the hour, word of the day, word of the foreseeable future. I'm trying to be slow and ponderous and understanding, but frankly I'm seething over this. Everything I've known for the past 2 decades is being called into question. And the life which I ran away from is the only thing concrete in front of me right now. I'm gonna go to Whiterun, I think. I'm gonna go to Whiterun. I'm going to do some shopping. I'm going to knock together a bunch of replacement potions and just have a quiet march with my 3 companions. That's what I'm going to do. A quiet march and a walk in some fresh air on I can't sense the weather here, but it's 6:20 on third-ass morning. I'll begin my descent of these 7,000 steps and quietly think to myself and talk amongst ourselves. Inika, do you have anything to offer before we leave?
Speak to me. I'm wondering if I could ever grow an impressive beard. What's next?
Never change, Inigo. Never change. Come on, guys. Let's go. Okay. We've made it back to Iverstead. What a morning for it, eh? That being said, the fast walk down these 7,000 steps has taken me probably about 7 or 8 minutes. Which isn't a lot of time, but still, I suppose it takes longer going up than it does coming down. But it's still quite the excursion. It's a while, relatively speaking, again. But anyway, I need to find Klimek before I leave Iverstead and head north to Whiterun. Because I'm going to try fleece some money off him in return for doing him that great favour of dropping off those supplies with the Greybeards. Don't do anything for free. Certainly don't. Right, whereabouts is he? Lumber mill? He had the cap on, didn't he? Cap on his head and bearded. You?
Dragons breathing fire in the sky, vampires brazenly attacking people on the street. It's the end of the world, I tell you.
I actually believe you. Hey, are you Klimek? You
good
are.
to see you again. How'd that delivery go?
Perfectly.
Quite
Yes.
a climb, wasn't it?
7,000 steps.
Anyway, much appreciated. Here, take this for your troubles.
What are you going to give me? 1,000 gold? Fantastic. You know what? This day's beginning to look up.
Yeah,
Ooh!
legwork.
You're the one they call Dragonborn.
Guys, stand to.
Your lies fall on deaf ears, deceiver. We know you are the false Dragonborn. You shall not stand in the way of the true Dragonborn's return. He comes soon, and we shall offer him your heart. When Lord Mirak appears, all
What?
shall bear witness. None shall stand to oppose him.
What? Guys! Oh! Bloody hell! Everyone's exploding. Oh my god. Everyone okay? I feel responsible.
Notice there are no toilets here. I must be the only man who ever has the need.
There's still a toss-up between you and him on who did that on the rug, by the way. I don't think I've forgotten for a moment, but I have more pressing matters. The hell? Oh, nice hit right in the frigging lung with that arrow. Oh, wow. I need... You know what? I'll take that for my own purposes. Orders to a cultist. What about you? You'll be exactly the same, aren't you? Okay, I know that. And honestly, I'll leave that to the guard.
Have you got a plan for today, or are we just playing it by ear?
I think my plans to go to Whiterun may have just changed, but let's see. Orders to a cultist. What's the insignia on the back of that? Just like the mask. Interesting. Board the vessel Northern Maiden docks at Raven Rock. Take it to Windhelm, then begin your search. Kill the false dragonborn known as Norton before he reaches Solstein. Return with word of your success, and Mirak shall be most pleased. Oh my god. Solstein. I don't. It's all just a coincidence. Here you go.
Even though this village is between a spooky barrow and a huge, menacing mountain, it is quite pleasant. Okay, let us get back to it.
Again, more questions. I just want to return to what's familiar. You know what? This is a bit impulsive. It's been a long time since I've been able to be impulsive and reckless and make decisions in the heat of the moment, but Jazargo, you've seen what's happened here.
Khajiit guards your back.
Do you mind going back to the tower? Merlin asked for you, and he doesn't ask for anything these days. If Merlin asks, you listen and you heed. I'm going to Solstein. I'm going home. To a sense of a home, anyway. I never really lived in Raven Rock. I never really lived around Fort Frostmoth or the Sgjarl village. I was just a brigand then, a wanderer. But look, I'm going back to what's familiar, and in a sense going back there, going back to what was, not what is. But in a sense going back to what was will make me find out and discover and understand what now is. Go back to my roots, and somehow find out what the hell this whole false dragonborn or real dragonborn thing is, and find the meaning to both in the same place. Somewhere familiar. Or will it even be familiar? How long has it been?
Khajiit will follow.
20? 25 years? Because I last went to Solstein.
If anyone sneaks up on us, I'll smell them coming.
Either way, give Merlin my best, tell him the news, and just say I'm trying to come to terms with it. Yep, he's definitely going. Slowly but surely. My. Then there were two, eh? Feeling a bit peckish, I'll tell you. Not the time or place, is it? Northern Maiden. Windhelm. You know what? Yeah, we're doing it. We're going to Solstein. We're in a period of immense change. Of new discoveries, of uncomfortable discoveries and revelations and realizations. of being the accused and the accuser towards Merlin. And all in all, I don't understand. And in the sense that I don't understand, I'm also angry and I'm feeling betrayed. I can't look Merlin in the eye, at least not yet. If I did, I'd probably do something I'd regret. Or, in turn, want to do something that I regret and then force Merlin's hand, make him do something that he'd regret. We've lived in relative harmony for 20 years. Would this be the straw that broke the mammoth's back? Maybe. Neither of us want to know, I suspect. I'm feeling betrayed. I'm feeling lost. I'm feeling exposed and I'm feeling vulnerable. It takes a lot to admit that. I'm gonna deal with that in the only way I know how to. Or knew how to. It was another life, long ago. I'm going to return to it, in a sense. Try to discover what was, find something familiar. But in a sense, I may well be disappointed. It has been such a long time. The last time I was in Solstein, it was... the ebony mines had closed. We were well into what, like... the Ashborn had been around since that, before I was even born. Right, yes, look, I'm feeling a bit sad and down, but it does not mean I'm going to jump off a freaking dive rock now, is it? Let's choose a safer route, relatively speaking. There we go again with the relatively speaking. God damn it. Here we go. It's a history lesson in a sense. Red Mountain erupted 5 years into the 4th era. Ages before I was even around. The Ashborn started appearing around then. Raven Rock underwent such a huge transformation. Made the bulwark to deal with the ash clouds. Varden fell. Destroyed in that initial eruption. Varden fell as other people knew it. I never knew Vardenfell as it was. Kind of a shame. But, well, it wasn't until, what, 150 years later, thereabouts, 160. I was born. I ended up coming to Solstein. My own travels of the time. At the same time, those ebony mines started to dry up. Who the hell are you? You look like bad news. I should probably deal with you in the normal way of an arrow. But you tempt me. Ah, we got one off. Excuse me. Oh god, wrong one! Just gonna regain my composure, you know, feeling down but not suicidal. Are you guys gonna have this? I think I need your help, yeah. Remind me, when I'm feeling impulsive, not to ponder impulsively, because this kind of stuff happens. God, that was close. Where can I ascend? Probably safer this side. Ugh. The heavy armor's the bane of my life sometimes. Oh, I've got to go down to go up. Sorry, guys. Unbelievable. Aye. Whereabouts are we? Still a ways off. We'll get there, won't we? We will. I should probably just follow the river. Actually, there we go. I don't want to get wet, not in this armor. Ah, and grey skies. You know what? Maybe this is time. For this. That failed epically. You can tell I'm new at this. At least I managed to do it. Right? Yeah. Right. Dare I look under that bridge? I think not. Yeah, let's follow the river. It's not really kind of terrain to be doing cross-country on. Should really be following the road. But yes. To Windhelm. Right then, here we are. Windhelm. Quite a long march over here, let me tell you. God! Wrong weapon. Gisargo. Look at me, I'm missing him already. Where is he? In the go. Come here. I was gonna say, I feel like in my own frustration and my own bad mood, shall I say, I dismissed Gisargo rather unceremoniously. You'll understand. And hey, he's gonna have a good time of it, isn't he? He'll enjoy it more with Merlin than with me. We proved that in the tower. Who did he spend his time with? With me? With you guys? No, with Merlin. So, I suppose that's pretty much a non-issue. I suppose. Windhelm stables. In the city. Is there any way I can get down to the docks without going in? I suppose I've got to go in. Oh dear. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Does this day not feel somber? There's something very somber about it. Okay, maybe I should go down to the docks like a normal human being. That can be difficult for me sometimes.
You come here where you're not wanted. You eat our food, you pollute our city with your stink, and you refuse to help the Stormcloaks.
But we haven't taken a side because it's not our fight.
Hey, maybe the reason these Greyskins don't help in the war is because they're Imperial spies.
Imperial spies? You can't be serious.
Maybe we'll pay you a visit tonight, Mr. Spy. We got ways of finding out what you really are.
Charming.
Looking for shipping? We always offer better service than the East Empire Company.
Yeah, they were giving you trouble. Yeah, you're a spy. You want my advice? Not to do with me, love, but you want my advice? Stay in the Grey Quarter.
Safe travels.
Yeah, I think you'll need it more than me. Even where I'm going. Yeah. Stay this side of town, love, you'll be fine.
Reforming the Dawnguard. Vampire hunters or something.
Right. Get to the docks this way, can't I?
Hi, mister. Would you like to buy some flowers? Please?
What kind of flowers? What kind of flowers?
Not much, but I hope you like them.
Nothing special.
Thanks. Thanks for talking to me.
Can't guilt trip me, come on. Dear oh dear. Bigger things on my mind. I'm kinda nervous. I am kinda nervous. It's a reunion with the place that I stopped recognizing. Even then, will I recognize it now? Certainly not.
The Nords don't appreciate us. So what? I don't appreciate them right back.
Which ship?
You're looking for passage. Talk to Captain Gallo.
Captain
You're
Gjarland.
looking for passage
hello.
to Solstein. Too bad. I'm not going back there anymore.
There's only one more ship's captain I can ask.
If you're looking for passage to Solstein, too bad. I'm not going back there anymore.
Whoa. You're the captain of the Northern Maiden, actually. Yes, I need to talk to you.
Sure. Yeah, that's me. Why? Who sent you?
I was attacked by some cultists who came here on your ship. Yeah, you recognize them. Rather conspicuous lot.
Now, hold on. That wasn't my fault. I didn't know they were going to attack anybody. I don't even know how I got here.
What? Aren't you the one calling the shots on the ship?
It's hard to explain. I remember those people with the masks coming on board. Then, the next thing I remember, I was here, and they were gone. That's not right, losing whole days like that. There's been something strange going on there for a while. But after this, I'm done. I'm not going back to Solstein.
Well, yes. How much is it gonna cost? I don't want to intimidate you. You seem pretty, well, scared enough as it is.
Have you been listening to me? I'm not going back there.
You'll go back there for a price. Surely you will. Come on.
Well, a man's got to make a living after all. Fine. We'll cast off immediately.
Thank you. Better be a cabin, let me tell you. Oh, Solstein. It's been a while.
Well, here we are. This is Raven Rock. Can't say I'm all that glad to see it again. Good luck. Maybe you can figure out what's going on around here.
I have a feeling this is not going to be the Solstein that I once recognized.
I don't recognize you. So I'll assume this is your first visit to Raven Rock, Outlander. State your intentions.
You know what? On the one hand, I don't recognize this place at all. On the other hand, the fact that you do not recognize me is probably for the best, considering who I was. Do I know you? Probably not the right question to ask. Looking for... You know what, let's not be conspicuous about this. I'm just looking for work, that's all I'm doing. I understand that the ebony mines are long since run dry. And the fact that, I mean, God, this was once an imperial settlement, but during the time that I've known it has not only become a place for House Redoran, it's become, well, a Dunmer place altogether, through and through. My.
You've picked one of the worst places in Morrowind to do that, but suit yourself. Just remember, Raven Rock is sovereign territory of House Redoran. This is Morrowind, not Skyrim. While you're here, you will be expected to abide by our laws. Any questions?
I know that. Yes. Have you any reason to be suspicious of visitors? Would you not be welcoming of them, considering the lack of trade here and lack of commerce?
I have to be. As second counselor, the security of Raven Rock is my primary concern.
Has it been an issue?
This isn't exactly the city of Blacklight.
No, it isn't.
We're on the frontier out here. We've had more than a fair share of troubles. After all we've been through together, I refuse to let Councillor Morvain down.
I see.
Councillor Morvain is House Redoran's representative on Solstein. As second councillor, it's my job to support him and make certain his rule is enforced.
You have one of those faces. It's like I should know you, but at the same time, it's counterproductive to ponder that out loud, because if you do know me, then that's going to be a problem. If I don't know you, I'm making myself memorable nonetheless. Well then, should I? You know what? No, not yet.
Giolum, I was starting to wonder what happened to you. We were delayed.
Raven Rock.
Before you even asked.
I don't.
Yes. Have the supplies you requested.
Oh, I don't like the look of that. One thing I do not miss is the Redoran Guard in that bone mold armor. See that flash of dull yellow goldish bone mold on the horizon. You know it's time to turn tail and run your bloody arse off. It looks more or less the same. But you know what? I just don't recognise.
Miserable. Just miserable. Oh, I hate this place.
I suppose for someone who's having a normal upbringing, so to speak, it's a bit like visiting your childhood home, only to realise that someone else moved in, not just another family, a succession of different families have moved into this place. It's not what you remember at all. I wonder how high the ash has piled up outside the bulwark as well. I need to have a look at this. Tell you what, probably best off doing it from the ramparts. Bloody hell, it's even teeming inside the walls now. Bloody hellfire. Oh, and there's Red Mountain. Oh my god. I didn't spend a lot of time inside settlements like this. I didn't. But even still, you start to feel a huge sense of attachment, and this is just... I don't recognise this place. I don't. Hello. Oh dear, well I'll tell you what. I'm gonna go talk to that alchemist woman because I need to knock together a bunch of potions and replenish my supplies.
You and I both know we can't spare anyone.
Looking for any potions? Ingredients? Alchemical supplies?
Well, I was looking to use your alchemy lab if you don't mind.
So your contacts
Don't mind? You don't mind.
Looking for any
Whoa!
exotic ingredients, just ask.
Off the face,
I might
please.
have what you need.
It's a bit violent of you. Didn't I ask nicely? I asked nicely. I'm sure I asked nicely. Okay, restore health.
Raven Rock would likely
Bloody
go
hell,
home.
that is not...
That's a good concoction. But keep trying new things. Alchemy rewards inquisitive minds.
I need to, get some more ingredients, I think.
What do you need?
What do you got for sale?
So you're interested in my potions and ingredients?
Well... I need ingredients for... Restore health, which right now my mind is blanking on what I actually need. Restore health. Okay, you only have one blue mountain. What as if? Oh. Yeah, I need to sort that out. I'll tell you what, in the meantime though, I'm gonna have to just buy a bit, aren't I? Yeah. It's for the best in the long run. I suspect it is anyway. Yeah. I'll take that. I should probably get some training in alchemy, but I want to get some training in smithing as well.
Remember, I have plenty of potions and ingredients if you're ever in the market.
Yeah, whatever.
Your visit here will be tolerated as long as you abide by our laws. Otherwise, you'll answer to the Redoran Guard. Mogul, I've got
Okay.
all special poisons you asked for.
Who are you?
You haven't seen Cretius Corellius, have you? That foolish old man's taken my pickaxe again.
He's taken your pickaxe. You're a smith.
No, this isn't just your run-of-the-mill pickaxe. I'm talking about an ancient Nordic pickaxe. They don't exactly grow on trees, you know.
I'm listening.
Bring your weapons and armor to me. I'll fix it up right.
Did you not want to talk anymore on that?
No, this isn't... They don't exactly grow on trees, you know.
Yeah, you can't get a guard to find Treasures. I overheard a conversation over there about a shop over there, or a vendor can't have a veteran guard guarding his goods because he can't spare the resources. But what about you? Do you make commissions for the guard? Maybe I can make an exception.
I prefer to handle these things on my own.
I've heard that tale
If you see
before.
Precious, tell him to give me that pickaxe back, and I'll pay you for the trouble.
Sure, yeah. And you know what? Since you sound like the kind of guy who speaks my kind of language, do you know someone called Mirak?
No, wait, maybe. I don't know how I know that name.
Yeah, mate, which is it?
I'm not sure. I don't want to talk about this.
Fine. Ancient Nordic pickaxe, give me a few pointers. I haven't really been too far north to the Skyrim village. I presume it's up that way.
It's the only tool tough enough to crack Skyrim, is what it is.
Skyrim?
Not many of those beauties left in the world. Forging them is a lost art. The one Precious borrowed came from the Skull village up north.
Thought so.
I traded them some goods for it.
Why do I not believe you? And anyway, I don't think you're from around here, mate. How do you end up here?
A fine question, and the one that I hear most often from visitors to our town.
Sorry for the monotony.
I wish I had a more romantic tale to tell, but I was simply seeking my fortune and chose Raven Rock to ply my trade. Besides, knowing how to repair bone mold armor wasn't very useful in Riften.
Riften. Interesting.
I had a friend over there, a dark elf named Van Rife, a very talented armor smith. Spent a lot of time with the guy swapping smithing techniques. Learned a heck of a lot, including how to repair bone mold. After he moved on to greener pastures, I decided to pack up, move out here, and put those lessons to the test. Been here ever since.
I see. Yes, Skyrim then.
Calling Skyrim an ore is like calling my forge a campfire. Some folks say it's enchanted ice, but I think there's more to it than that.
Of course it's rare.
I don't think I've come across more than a chunk or two in my lifetime, and smithing's my trade. If you're looking to learn more, you should head over to the Skull village. Someone there's bound to know more about it than I do.
Oh, I haven't really been that far north. Well, I suppose I have, but...
You tell Precious he better give that pickaxe back to me, or else.
Miserable. Just miserable.
Right.
Oh, I hate this place.
How much light have I got? Late afternoon. Tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to leave Raven Rock. I want to go have a look at the wastes. I want to see what that bloody red mountain has done to this island in the 20 years since I last been here. Oh, the hellfire. Is that a shipwreck? Heads up. Something's going down. With the Veteran Guard, no less. Should we be eager to make a good impression, or should we want to stay under the radar? You know what? I'm gonna bank on the former. Just don't interrupt. Bloody hell. Guy who had a helmet. Probably the captain. Bloody hell, these guys have got much tougher. Let's not do that. Bloody hell.
Try getting a sign to scrape that scum off the front of the bowl.
Thanks. I wasn't sure I'd make it off this farm alive. I wish I could have said the same for my man here.
Who? Oh, him. You know what? Strange it is to be back here. It's funny to be with people who sound exactly like you. If we'd have both been grown up on the same street, I'd have believed it. Hello? What were those things? Of course I know what they are. Ashspawn, but they got a hell of a lot tougher than the last time I was here.
Some of the Veteran Guard have taken to calling them Ashspawn. Me, I don't care what they're called. All I know is they're a danger to Raven Rock and they need to be stopped.
I see. So this old farm.
I was going to search for clues that might lead me to wherever they're coming from. I know it isn't the best place to start, but we know they've been coming from this direction.
I see. Tell you what, let's stick to our guns. Could lend you a hand for a price. In this area, so having a shipwreck over there on the farm, it looks as if it's all barren land. From here to over there. What about Fort Frostmoth? Isn't that just over that way? Has that been demolished too by the ash? Can't really tell you.
I think I could talk the Councillor into paying you. And I could use an extra pair of hands. Besides, I don't feel comfortable leaving Raven Rock behind. And I'd hate to lose any more Veteran Guard.
Right. Take it the garrison's taken a big hit over the years.
We were searching the farm when the Ashspawn ambushed us. Have a look around and see if you can turn up anything useful.
Okay, yeah. Why do you think the attacks are from the Attia's farm? It's not really that much of a farmstead anymore, no disrespect.
I don't. All I know is that the Ashspawn are coming from this direction, so this is as good a place to start as anywhere else. Good thing the farm's been abandoned for a long time. I'd hate to see what they would do to an unarmed farmer and his family.
Right.
Not sure. I was told it was an old Imperial farm that was wiped out by the eruption of the Red Mountain. Not certain who lived there. It was already a pile of rubble when I arrived in Raven Rock.
Interesting. I just assumed that by the time I'd left that someone would have reoccupied it, considering it's so close to the bulwark. Whilst we're here, do you know someone called Mirak?
I might know someone. Or maybe not. I can't remember.
Try remember?
I can't. I just can't be sure. I think maybe he had something to do with a temple. A temple here on the island. Does that help?
I suppose so.
Report back to me if you discover anything unusual.
Oh well. I don't be looting his body in front of him. I've already turned that over. Yikes. Right then. Guess we should check the bodies. Funny, I'm thinking the Ashspawn are drawing blood. That's not the case at all, is it? Bloody hell, it's got an Imperial seal. Bloody hell. Is it the ore? A declaration of war. Gotta be kidding me. Ashyam! I'm pretty sure I've already picked up some rather absent-mindedly on my way over here, but it's the first time I've acknowledged it. Wow. Let's read this note then. A declaration of war. Raven Rock Stronghold, my calls for the unconditional surrender of your forces and the immediate cessation of all hostilities have been ignored numerous times. I therefore have no choice but to assume your purpose on Solstein is hostile, and to treat Raven Rock Stronghold as an enemy of the Empire. I warn you, any attempt to breach Fort Frostmoth will be met with equal level of aggression. I will do everything in my power to wipe you and your forces off the face of Tamriel. There will be no further communications between us. General Fawkes Carrius, Garrison Commander, Fort Frostmoth. Bloody hell, that's a history lesson, is it not? How recent is this? Presumably, if the Ashspawn, well, they could come up from the ash from any time in history, I suppose they're quite similar to the Draugr in a sense. But even then coming back with that note from whatever time they were alive, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't dice well with the history of the island. That is very strange. And you, Captain Veleth. Got some for you.
Found something?
I have.
This is strange.
I know.
The note says it's from General Folks Carius, but that's impossible.
I know, he's been dead for a very, very long time.
Well, Carius was the Imperial garrison commander at Fort Frostmoth, but he died over 200 years ago when the Red Mountain leveled the place.
Yeah.
There's no way he could still be alive.
So, what do we do from here? Do we search Fort Frostmoth, or what?
If General Carius is still alive, there must be something keeping him that way. I need you to head out to Fort Frostmoth and check it out. I'm going to head back to Raven Rock and prepare the men for further assaults.
You must have such a shoddy garrison of men, no disrespect, if that's what you have to do to take them all back there. Solstheim was in dire straits when I left. The ebony mine had dried up 10 years before. I only left 10 years after, and that was before the decline had come on very suddenly. But my god, the Solstheim I've returned to, I barely even recognise. If I thought it was in a state then, look at it now. That's absolutely mental. I think I've seen enough for one day. What time is it? You know what, I should probably wait until nightfall.
Modin Veleth, captain of the Redoran Guard, at your service.
I like him. I really do like him. More! Bloody hell. You. Let's not get too hasty. Yeah, let's not. Is he in Telvanni colours? He's in Telvanni colours. And I thought House Telvanni got wiped out after Red Year. Evidently not. Hey, can we talk? Turns out we can't.
I hate to break it to you, but there isn't a scrap of evidence left in the mine.
You're not breaking anything to me, mate. Well, the reason why I left.
Glover Mallory is a wonder with the hammer and anvil. He mended my armor like an old blade. This may be the frontier, but we've still got rules.
The wretched Netch.
Come on in. Let me know if you need anything. I'll take a seat by the fire and I'll send someone over.
He looks like an interesting fellow.
Teldrin Serro, blade for hire. If you have the coin, I'm at your service.
Why should I hire you?
Swordsman in all Morrowind is at your service. For the right price.
That's one hell of a sales pitch. Honestly, Teldrin, we don't need to know much about each other, mate, but frankly, this is not the Solstheim I remember. To be fair, I don't really want to remember the Solstheim that I remember, but still... Well, consider you hired, and consider you a tour guide of what Solstheim is 20 years later.
Then let's be off.
Thank you.
Lead on.
What are you carrying? Elven broadsword. Right then. Bit quiet, isn't it?
Welcome to the Wretched Netch Corner Club, home of the finest Sue Jammer that will ever grace your lips.
Sue Jammer, eh? We're inside, mate. Don't worry about it. Tell you what. Yeah, you know what? Yachtine has an unusual name.
There's actually a funny story behind the name, friend.
Go on.
A few years ago, I was walking down by the docks, and I noticed a Dunmer staggering along with a bottle of Sujamma in hand.
Wasn't me, was it?
He was one of my patrons and liked to drink heavily, so I wasn't exactly surprised.
Uh-huh. Does it sound unusual at all? No, it doesn't.
But you see, this particular Dunmer was as naked as the day he was born, and singing badly at the top of his lungs.
Oh, God.
As I'm watching this spectacle, a netch floats over the bulwark towards him. The man looks straight up at the netch, yells, "Have a drink," and tosses the bottle. And it never hit the ground.
I see.
Well, the bottle broke on the netch, and it must have swallowed its contents because it started floating sort of tilted. Finally, it stopped and began to quiver.
Push me
A few
out the way.
moments later, the foulest liquid to ever assail your nostrils spewed from its maw. I've seen plenty of drunks in me day, and I'll tell you right now, that netch was sick.
Yeah, I suppose now I get it.
True story, friend. True story.
Right then, well, can I get a room here?
Sure thing. It's yours for a day. I'll show you to your room. Right this way.
Oh, you shove me out of the way.
Miserable. Just miserable. Oh, I hate this place.
The drink will help, trust me. Which way? You turning right or left? Straight on. Left. One of these two. This one. This it then. Well then, I suppose. Well, yeah.
Sure.
Do you mind relaxing around here for a bit?
Come and get me when it is time to go.
Nice one. Whereas, with the rest of you guys, I am going to ask you to... Yeah, you can relax around here, why not? In the meantime, I am going to have a nap for a bit, so... Do you mind...
Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Cool. No such thing as privacy in these places, are there? No such thing, so let's have a quick kip. Take us up to the night. And then, I suppose we'll go have another look round, won't we?
Your hands once were.
You know when I said this wasn't a Solstheim I recognised? Yeah, this is exactly what I mean.